Hey guys, Rick Stone here from Our Stony Acres. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Please make sure you subscribe while you're here. Click that notification bell too so that you can get notice when we release new videos, which is several times a month. All right, so it is a beautiful spring day here in Zone 6, Utah, and we're just enjoying the weather. The last 2 or 3 days have been really nice. Funny though, we had snow about 5 days ago, I guess it's been, so that's spring for you. But right now we're in the 60s and it's beautiful, and we're doing some planting in the garden, and it's just really great. Today we are going to continue our planting guide series, and we're going to be doing April planting guides. And today, for this video, we're going to be talking about those of you that live in zones 9 and 10 and what you guys can be doing in the way of planting in your garden this month. So those of you in 9 and 10 are obviously going to be really nice and warm right now. I would imagine you're in the 80s easily, and maybe even warmer than that in some areas. So summer for you effectively is on the way, and so we're going to be planting all things that are summer related this month. And so it'll be all warm season crops for the most part that you'll be putting in. And you can kind of continue to plant these depending on what your conditions are and how hot you get. Those of you that live in those really hot zone 9s where we get 120, 130 degrees, you'll probably slow down on your planting during the summertime. But for those of you that kind of have the more moderate 80s and 90s going on most of the time, you know, Southern California and people like that, you'll be able to kind of do some continual planting of warm season crops all through the summer. So let's take a look at what we can be doing in April in zones 9 and 10. First off, by transplants, there are a few plants that you can still be putting out. Peppers, tomatoes, celery, and you might, if it's still fairly cool, you might even be able to get away with like some Brussels sprouts as well, and planting some Brussels sprouts if your weather is still relatively cool. But definitely tomatoes, peppers, and celery can all go out by transplant, okay? And then you've got a bunch that can go out by seed. So a lot of stuff that you can be planting this month in your warm area. So you could be planting beans, you could be planting corn, both kinds, popcorn or sweet corn could be planted during this month. Cucumbers are fine to put in now. All of your summer squash, so zucchini, crookneck squash, and patapan squash, all of those can go in. Perfect time for that. And then all of your winter squashes can also be planted this month. So your acorn squashes, your butternut squashes, spaghetti squash, all of those can be planted during the month of April. And then pumpkins as well. So if you're thinking about doing some pumpkins, you could definitely plant some pumpkins now, or you could hold off and plant those in another month or two, and they'll be ready for you around Halloween if that's what you're interested in. Eggplant can go in this month. All of your melons, so Crenshaw melons, watermelon, all of the cantaloupe family, you know, those muskmelon families, all of those can be planted this month. You could still probably get away with some leaf lettuces, but I would be thinking about switching to some of the summer crisp varieties of leaf lettuces now. So those are some varieties that have been bred specifically to grow well in the summertime. I'll leave a link. I wrote an article about some of those varieties on my website. I'll leave a link in the description down below so that you can link out to that, learn a little bit more. But there are some lettuces that hold up to, you know, relative heat. So we're talking 80s and 90s. They'll hold up. So if you're in an area where you're in the 80s and 90s right now, there are still a few lettuces that you could plant. Sweet potatoes, you could definitely be getting sweet potatoes and regular potatoes in. So your regular white potatoes could go in now as well. And you can kind of do some continual planting of those all summer. And then any herbs. So you're past all of your frost worries, and so you know, all of your herbs can be planted now, both medicinal herbs and culinary herbs, basil, oregano, all of those can be planted now as well. So that kind of gives you a pretty good idea of what you can be planting. All of your warm season stuff. You guys are going to shift away from cool season now and go to the warm season crops, and that's what you're going to be planting for the next little bit. So hopefully this helps you out. That's zones 9 and 10. what you can be planting in April. If you happen to not live in zones 9 or 10, I'm going to be producing videos for all of the different zones today, and those will be up for you as well, and so you'll see those down in the links below. Okay, that is all I have for you for this video. I hope that it helps you out and that you enjoy it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, if I missed anything, please link down in the comments below and let me know. And then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that notification bell so you get notice every time I release new videos. All right, that's all I have for you for this week. Everybody have a great week. Happy gardening, guys.